Hi everyone, today on Western Weekend, Anthony is going to show us how to get our blood pumping on a rainy day. Michael's going to take us to one of Sydney's quirkiest cafes.
Thank you very much.
And I'm going to show you a great way to kill time between classes on Parramatta campus. The Female Orphan School was established in... So don't go anywhere, because you're watching Western Weekend. Welcome back everybody. I hope you had a good weekend because I know I did. I'm Jess and I'm here with our good friends Anthony and Michael to show you some great weekend plans.
How's it going, guys? Hi.
So Anthony, what did you get up to on the weekend?
This weekend was a little bit miserable and wet, but that's okay because we went indoor rock climbing and it was an absolute blast. Let's check it out.
So we're out in this miserable rain in Penrith, and if you thought there was nothing to do, you're wrong. So if you don't feel like being cooped up inside, you want to get out, have some fun, get fit, meet some new friends, hang out with your mates, then I suggest coming to the Climbing Centre in Penrith. Let's check it out. The Climbing Centre has a huge variety of climbs. They have grades from 1 to 6, which is great for me because I'm a little bit of a beginner. We'll see how it goes. I've done a little bit of climbing, a little bit nervous, but the heights don't look too bad, but there's definitely something for everyone here. So let's get climbing. This one's really got me on the ropes. Let's give it a shot.
So this is the bouldering room. Bouldering's become really popular in the last 5 years. You can come and have a climb without a ballet. As you can see, it's just the rock climbing wall. Come give it a shot. I mean, it's a lot tougher. I'm sweating. Whoa.
Wow, that looked really exciting.
Yeah, it really is. The Climbing Centre is awesome. It's a great way to really challenge yourself, keep fit and have fun while you're at it.
So you were a bit of a Nigel no friends there. Can you take other people?
I definitely recommend taking your friends. There's like a belay system, but even if you don't have any friends, there's a mechanical belay and the bouldering room upstairs. So it's a great way to meet some new people.
So last time I went rock climbing, it was quite a while ago, but you need to have really strong upper body strength to be able to pull yourself up the walls. Is that still the case? How fit do you need to be?
It's really for everyone. There's options from beginners, basics, level 1, right up to level 10 for those people who are a little bit more adventurous, I guess. And I'm pretty fit and I was still sore the next day, but it was a good kind of sore. I felt like I'd really done a solid workout.
So you went pretty high. You were nervous, weren't you?
Not so much the heights, but like having to come back down, the falling bit is what gets me every time.
I think the falling looked really scary when you looked at that bouldering room and you weren't wearing a harness.
No, the bouldering room's not that high and there's padding all the way around, but you know, bouldering's fairly new. It's like a really cool challenge to try and figure out how to you start in a seated position, you've got to pull yourself up onto the wall and climb around the wall instead of just going up and down. It's a really good challenge you can do without a harness.
So you're going to compete in the next Speed World Cup?
I am definitely not Spider-Man. The world record is 15 meters, is 5.6 seconds.
Wow, that record's amazing. I don't think I'd be able to break that. But if I wanted to give it a go, where do I need to look?
You've definitely got the skills, Michael. But if you want to find out more, head to the website, climbingcentre.com.au. The prices start around $15 and you can spend all day there.
So Michael, I hear you were in Penrith too.
Yeah, I was. I must have been a weird coincidence, but I just happened to go for a wander outside of Westfields. Went down to Henry Street and found this absolutely beautiful boutique cafe called Waffle Co. Let's go check it out. This is no place if you're on a diet. On top of having a waffle menu that has 5 different types of waffle and the options to create your own combos, Waffle Co is a fantastic place to just hang out with some friends. Thank you very much. I was gonna go with the Turkish Delight one, which sounded really interesting, but I couldn't go past the original classic. That's absolutely delicious. I think I'm gonna really struggle not to come back here every morning for breakfast.
That looked amazing. I'm in Penrith all the time and I've never come across that place.
It's one of those things that I think if you don't ever walk outside of the big shopping malls, if you don't ever walk outside of the big restaurants, then you're never going to explore what's really on offer in Western Sydney. One of these hidden little backstreet cafes and stuff, and sometimes these boutique places are the best.
Yeah.
Love the look of the place. There was so many like knickknacks and stuff.
It really is almost like a knick-knack museum. It's going to make your Instagram game ripe. Like, that seat I was sitting on is just basically a throne. I felt right at home.
And all that fresh fruit looked absolutely delicious.
It really was. Now, full disclosure, I'm not a massive banana fan, but by the time that food came out, that fresh banana, that fresh strawberry, those fresh strawberries, they just looked absolutely delicious. I couldn't help but dig in.
How do we find out more?
It's really simple. So prices for waffle meals start at $15. For all the other information, you can look them up on Facebook. They're just Waffle Co on Facebook. They'll have all their opening hours and that sort of stuff up there.
So Jess, were you as unhealthy as Michael this weekend?
No. I went to the Margaret Whitlam Gallery in Parramatta, which is the old female orphan school.
That's here at Western Sydney University, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's the Parramatta South Campus, which is home to a whole bunch of different exhibitions. And we went to the Emporium exhibit, so let's take a look. Hi guys, welcome back. You're watching Western Weekend and we're here today at the Female Orphanage School in Parramatta on Parramatta South Campus, and we're here to visit the Margaret Whitlam Gallery. Let's go check it out. The Female Orphan School was established in 1814 and was built to home young orphaned girls. The vision for the school was to train the orphaned girls with the skills they'd need to work as domestic servants and escape the life of poverty. We're here checking out the Emporium exhibit at the Whitlam Gallery. The number of girls accommodated at the school varied greatly over time. In 1821, there were 60 girls living there, but by 1834 there were over 170. In 1850, the school began to home boys as well as girls. This here is an advertising poster for Sutex Swimwear. Swimwear has definitely come a long way since then. After the closure of the orphan school in 1886, the building was transformed into the Department of Lunacy so that a new branch of the Parramatta Hospital could be established there in 1888. The whole exhibition is to showcase Emporium, the department store, which opened in 1905. It had menswear and women's undergarments. In this room alone, it showcases all women's wear and women's undergarments. Whilst it was called the Female Orphan School, many of the girls did in fact have parents. Governor King saw the purpose of the institution as the protection of the next generation of Australians. Obviously, they've refurbished the building, but they've left behind a bit of history. All throughout the building, you can see the old structure coming through. You can still see all the rust, paint peeling off. It's really beautiful to see some of the history out here. So come on down, check out Margaret Whitlam Gallery and all the exhibitions it has to offer. You're watching Western Weekend.
That building is absolutely beautiful.
It is really beautiful. The heritage and the history coming through the actual building. Later on, it became Rydalmere Hospital for the Insane.
That's really interesting. Like, I think the entire campus used to be a mental asylum, which, if you see it during exam season, I sometimes think that it probably still is. There's a lot of crazy people around here during that time of year.
They say the buildings are still haunted. Like, people can hear children's voices and creepy whistling around.
Look, I'm not sure about ghosts, but regardless of if there's ghosts, it was the first 3-story building in Australia, so it definitely has a whole bunch of stories to tell.
Yeah, you can find out more information on Discover Parramatta website. Entry is completely free, which is totally awesome for poor uni students like us. So as always, guys, we're handing the last part of the show over to you.
We're always looking for great places to visit, so if you get up to anything cool, we want you to give us your suggestions. Share your photos, your videos, all on our social media pages, and make sure you use the hashtag Western Weekend when you post to Facebook or Instagram. You might even get featured here on our show.
First up, we have Caitlin on Facebook, who visited the Labyrinth Escape Rooms in Parramatta. Her and her friends are all big horror fans, so they did the mental asylum theme room, which they said was pretty spooky.
They're so fun, but you really have to go with the right people to work well, or else you end up wanting to kill each other by the end of it.
Yeah, I don't know whether you guys have been to escape rooms, but for those of you who haven't been to them, they're just a room that you get locked in for somewhere like 60 minutes, and you have to make it through 3 or 4 rooms. There's all these codes that you have to figure out to open locks, puzzles you have to solve in order to progress through or to get clues. They require a bit of logic and a bit of teamwork, but there are staff watching you the entire way. They can chime in with hints if you're not asking them nicely, and they'll make sure that you have a fun experience.
Yeah, and all the rooms have storylines, so you can get right into it. And the mental asylum one is something along the lines of being abandoned in a asylum where a crazy patient is on the loose, and if you don't solve the mystery, then you get trapped in there forever.
Prices start at $32 per person, and groups can be between 2 and 8 people. They've got different rooms for anybody, including a Mexican cartel one if you're a major Breaking Bad fan. So they're awesome. Meanwhile, on Instagram, Jasmine was playing aqua golf at Penrith Panthers.
Aqua golf is so much fun.
Are you any good at it?
No, not at all, but that's still fun. And it's pretty cheap. I think it's only like $7 for a bucket of golf balls. And you can win prizes from just hitting a ball into the water.
Also in Penrith, Caitlin and her friends went ice skating at the Penrith Ice Palace.
On Friday nights, it's kind of like a disco. They turn all the lights off, and there's crazy disco lights all over the place, and they play music all night. It's a great way to get out.
I'm not a massive fan of ice skating because every time I go, I end up like landing on my backside. It's kind of painful, but also a lot of fun. Is a little demoralising though when you see all these preschoolers like skating by, being so much better than you.
Yes. Entry for adults is about $20, including skate hire, but remember to wear those socks because you don't want to get blisters. And of course, bring a jacket. Now that's all that we have time for today. Next week, we'll be taking you to Sky Peak Adventures in St Mary's, Burgerhead in Penrith, and to the Lapstone Zigzag Railway Walk. Thanks for watching and have a good weekend. Bye.
See you guys.
See ya.